After I sent him the picture directly, he called me on the phone and said, "Here is your picture with me, and now if you don't bring me $50 tomorrow, I will slander the entire university." I was shocked and almost fainted. Oh my God, what should I do? I started crying a lot. "Hello, the best people, how are you? My name is Reham, and I am 35 years old. Are you ready for my story?" Well, I really hope that you learn from my experience because what I went through might happen to you too. When I was a teenage girl, I excelled in my university studies, and I loved to learn and become educated. I was committed to going home from university every day, and from home to university, and I did not go to another place. But one day I was going to my lecture, and I saw a very handsome boy looking at me and smiling at me. He was so handsome that I couldn't control myself until I smiled at him too. Throughout the lecture, I was lost in thought about him and didn't pay attention to what the professor was saying. This boy was known throughout the university for his handsomeness and sense of humor. His name was Samir, and all the girls always sought to talk to him and get to know him to be part of his group. After I finished my lecture and was on my way back home, I met him again on the way back, and he pointed to me while smiling. His smile was very attractive, so I felt shy and looked at the ground, and I continued on my way home. And on that day, I did not study my lectures and did not eat well because my mind was preoccupied with the handsome boy. And I kept thinking about him all night long, so I did not sleep well. And on the next day, my eyes kept searching for his face because my mind did not forget his smile on my face. But unfortunately, I did not see him all that day. So I returned home sad and depressed, and my mood was bad that night, which affected my conversations with my family even about the smallest things. And on the third day, while I was in the lecture, she said to my friend, Reham, look that you are like a girl. Yes, it is him. Samir, I felt his coldness when I saw him, and he was looking at me smiling, so I turned around to my colleague and I said to her, "Pay attention to the lesson. The handsome boy is sitting behind me and looking at me intensely." So I was surprised by the situation. How is he here? And this boy is older than me, but I was very happy to have him with me. And on the way back home, I was surprised by Samir following me. And then he stopped me and said, "I am sorry for intruding, but I have to talk to you." And because of my admiration for him, I did not hesitate to talk to him. So I said, "Okay, what do you want? Hurry up, please, because my father might see us." "Okay, I do not hide from you that I really admire you, thank you." "Okay, so that I do not cause you embarrassment here, what do you think about talking tomorrow in the university restaurant? Because what I want to say doesn't suit standing like this in the middle of the street, haha." I laughed at what he said. Then I answered, "Oh, I don't know. I'll think about it. Okay, I'll wait for you tomorrow at 10. I was eager for tomorrow, despite my neutral answer. But we girls are always like this. We don't express our feelings from the first moment. I don't know why, do you know? And the next morning, I woke up early, unlike my usual habit, so I went out to university early. And the first hour of class passed like a year because I was waiting for the hour to arrive at which I would meet Samir. And finally, the 10 o'clock bell rang, and I ran out to the cafeteria and found Samir sitting waiting for me. And as soon as he saw me, he smiled, so we sat and exchanged, talking and getting to know each other, and I enjoyed his sweet talk a lot. Before I left, he asked me what I would prefer to talk to you on, Facebook or WhatsApp, or should we say Facebook? Okay, give it to me. We exchanged Facebook accounts and I went back home, but late for the first time in my life. I found my father in the living room, so he said to me, "Where have you been?" "Look what time it is." "I'm sorry, Father. I had to take my friend home because she was sick." "Or your friend?" "Okay, this time it will pass you by, but next time, call home when you want to be late." Yes, Father, I'm sorry. I started talking to Samir on Facebook until we exchanged talk on WhatsApp. Then talking on the phone, then after several days of talking with the girl at night and going out with him in the morning, Samir asked me one day for something strange. He wanted me to send him a picture of me naked, so I refused the request and said to him, "Are you crazy?" He said to me, "Don't be afraid. The picture is only so that I can see the beauty of my future wife, and so that I don't talk to anyone but you, so don't worry, nothing will happen." I believed him, unfortunately, because I am very smart and because I see my husband and my future in him. And I said to myself, there is no problem in him getting to know what his wife looks like. After I sent him the picture directly, he talked to me on the phone and said, "Here is your picture with me, and now if you don't bring me $50 tomorrow, I will have sex at the university." I was shocked and almost fainted. Oh my God, what should I do? I started crying a lot. My father and mother heard me and came to me quickly. "What is wrong with you, my dear? Are you okay?" I thought quickly and lied and told him that my friend was tired and had to have an operation tomorrow that cost $5,000. She asked me to help her complete the amount. "How much do you want?" $50 is enough for Dad." My father said, "Don't cry, my little girl. I will bring you the money to give to your friend, and you will be fine, God willing." My father supported me severely, and I told him, "I love you, Dad." The next day, I met him and gave him the money. He said to me, "This is just the first payment. You will bring me $50 every week, otherwise you will become everyone's talk." I cried and went back too. My father and I asked him for money again, that the amount of the operation was not completed. And thank God that my father did not delay in giving me the money, because he is a man who loves doing good. And week after week I was giving Samir money, to the point that I sold all my gold and the computer and everything I owned. And after several weeks of exploitation, and while I was waiting for him as usual to give him the money, he did not come. So I went inside the university to see him, but I did not see him. And when I left the university, I met my friend. And she said to me, "Hannah, did you hear what happened? The whole college is talking about, who is talking about Samir? Don't say you didn't know anything here. I was afraid of what I would hear my pictures in the university. Oh my God, if he did it. What will I tell my family?" Here I said to my friend in anticipation, "No, I don't know what happened. He was in an accident last night, and as far as I know, the accident completely paralyzed him." As soon as I heard the news, I ran to the hospital. When I went, I found him lying on the bed, looking at me sadly and sorrowfully. I saw his phone next to him. I took the phone and browsed through it. Indeed, I found my picture, so I deleted it and put the phone in my pocket to delete the pictures of the rest of the victims, because I was sure that I was not the only one. Indeed, I found many pictures of girls, and I know most of them. I deleted all the pictures and broke the phone. This was my story because I was far from God Almighty. So be careful, my sister and my brother. May the devil drown you until you fall into what is not good in the end. And no matter what happens, do not send your picture to anyone, no matter who they are, because no one can be trusted these days. I also wish you happiness, and I ask God to keep all evil away from us and our family, and until we meet again, until the next story, and with a new experience, with 1,000 greetings.